Welcome to Morning Vibes with DrJTF, episode 307. It's Wednesday, the 18th day of July, 2018. My names are Dr. DrJTF Oguzie. Today, I have a question for you. Which do you have, money or excuses? Money or excuses? You can't have both. And that's a secret I learned early on. There are two types of people who want to make money online. Those who have excuses and those who have money. Maybe right now you are in the set of those who have excuses. Such excuses as, I don't have the time, I need to get it perfect, I can't write sales copy or do graphics or do XYZ, I can't afford XYZ too, I don't like XYZ so I don't want to do it, I'm worried what others will say. Whoa, wow. Whoa, what a plethora of excuses. But you have a choice. You can have all those excuses and more, or you can actually have money. If you don't want money, then this post is a waste of time for you. You can go and read the latest J.K. Rowling draws about wizards or whatever she's cranking about since she has quitted writing the Potter books. However, let's break down some of those excuses and look at why there is no good reason to even utter any one of them. Let's take I don't have the time. I don't care how much or how little time you have to work on building an online business. The chances are whatever you're spending on it, whatever you're spending your time on, you're simply wasting that time. How many hours are you wasting on Facebook? You just go on Facebook and you chat people up. You discuss the weather, you discuss your country, you discuss hunger, you discuss poverty, you discuss starvation. How many hours do you spend doing that? At the end of the day, what is your take-home pay for doing that? Do you know that all that time you spend on Facebook chatting on irrelevant things that will be of no help, you can actually channel them towards building yourself, building your business online? How many hours do you spend on YouTube? Okay, listening. How many hours do you go to your email box and keep exchanging emails? All right. It's amazing how many people I talk to insist that they are devoting 4 hours a day or more to working on their online business, and yet they are not managed to produce any sellable content or build a list or make any money. This is because they fill the time with things that look like they are working. Sure, they will call it research, networking, or come up with some other way to put lipstick on the pig. But if what they're doing isn't making money, then they're not doing internet marketing. Then there are those who want to start something part-time, but all they are really prepared to invest is the dregs of their time. A few minutes here, a few moments on a laptop with a soap opera on the background. How do you succeed when you are not concentrating? Guess what? Business, and that means any business at all, needs investment. And that investment is your time and your money. If you're not willing to invest in your business, there's no way you can do that business. You can start with very little money, but you will need to spend more of your time on it. And you can do it with less time and invest more cash into it. You can outsource if you cannot do. But you can't do it with no time and no money. You cannot do business with no time and no money. You must do one of them, must invest. If you don't have the money, you can start with small amount of money, but you have to invest the time. If you have the money, you can invest the money and spend less time, as we just said earlier. And if anyone tells you differently from what I'm just telling you now, they are lying to you. And that's probably because they are trying to sell you their latest push button software that will do it all for you for just $97. All right. If you honestly believe there is some magic software that you can buy and push a button and to make you a load of cash, man, you're a freaking AH. So the first thing you need to do is commit some time in which you will take real action. That is the thing that will make your business move. And it doesn't matter what that business is. The first thing you need to do is commit. You must get committed to what you want to do. You must make it, for it to be real to you, you must commit, you must give your time. You must give your person, you must give your resource for it to work. Now, when I got started a long time ago, I said, as it were, I did it part-time. I decided that this mattered, and so I dumped things that were not productive. I cut my television watching to an hour a day on weekdays, down from at least 4 hours a day, and 2 hours at weekends. I stopped playing video games during the evenings and only allowed myself an hour or two of them at weekends. I didn't go out to the pub again as much as I used to. Recreation is important though, because all work and no play will tear you apart and make you function less effectively. But you need to be minded in what you are recreating. Okay? But I knew the sacrifices would be short term. All right? And sure enough, when I got to be full time at this, I now enjoy the perks of the internet marketing lifestyle. I get to go to the movies in the day when it's quiet because the rat race are all at work. I hang out in coffee shops, I take longer vacations, and all that. But before I could do all those things, I made short-term sacrifices that will guarantee me the lifestyle I wanted in the future. Okay, so I made out the time. So if you say you don't have time, it is simply because you are not, your scale of preference, your scale of priority is low. You are not choosing what you want to do and then you're doing it. Okay? Time is in your hands. You can make as much of it available to yourself as you want. You can either kill it or use it very well. The other excuse I need to talk about is this one that says, I need to get it perfect. Like Seth Godin says, you need to be prolific, not perfect. Perfection is an illusion that will hold you back and destroy your dreams. We live in an imperfect world. There is no human being standing anywhere in this world that is perfect. No. We are all imperfect in one way or the other. So expecting perfection from human beings will lead to disastrous disappointment. The sad thing is that most folk won't even notice how this expectation has killed their success until it is too late. I've had clients come to me for coaching who start off telling me about the product they've already got in development, and when I dig into it, I find they've been working on it for 6 months or more. Or they've completed it, but they can't get the launch or funnel process perfect, and they keep adding to it, running away to create another bonus or an add-on. 90% of the products I release are created in under a week, most in a day or two. The ones that don't fit that mode are usually things born out the success of a rapidly created product. I can only put products out so quickly because I don't strive for the non-existent perfection. So why try to achieve something that doesn't exist? Perfection doesn't exist, so why try to achieve it? Is this book perfectly written with perfect grammar? Unlikely. There's no book you go to, you not find one typographical error or one grammatical mistake or other, but it doesn't remove the content, the essence of the book. Every book written is to educate men, to help them live better life. So if you're looking for errors in the book, you will not pick the important message the book is bringing to you. Are there likely to be some errors in a book? Yes. There'll be mistakes, there'll be spelling mistakes, like I said earlier, there'll be grammatical errors, there'll be typographical errors, and all that. Have you bought and paid for that book? Yes. I'm sure you have. And because the content delivers on what I claimed it would, you won't mind if it's not grammatically perfect, and even if you're a grammarian yourself, because the content is going to help you achieve your goal, and you probably turn a blind eye to the grammatical error. I hope the grammar is correct and that basic tools have been noticed before publishing. But I'm not going to do anything more than my usual proofreading because I sent it to the printers. Because as long as I've conveyed the promised message, it's more important that the content is in your hands and I've started getting paid. This is a how-to, self-help style of book and not a novel that I hope to win a Booker Prize for. The faster I get this teaching onto the page and onto your hands, the better for you. And because I don't get paid until it's released, it's also best for me too. So going for the illusion of perfection will fail us both. No one wins, and that sucks. The third excuse I want to look at says, I can't write sales copy or do graphics or do XYZ. See, you can't do everything or be great at everything. What you cannot do, you outsource. If you can't afford to outsource it, then learn to do a good enough job to start with. Often there are tools that you can invest in that will help you do things. For example, I suck at graphic design. And while I outsource most of it, sometimes I need a graphic quickly so it doesn't hold up my product. So I have tools like Logo Creator and Usesign, which are low-cost tools that make creating graphics that are good enough so easy that even I can do it. If you can't write sales copy and can't afford to outsource it, buy a template or a software program like Sales Letter Engine that guides you through the process using a fill-in-the-blank wizard. A lot of successful marketers, when they started out, wrote awful sales copies. But guess what? It still made some sales. It still was good enough to put some money in their bank account. And then a few launches later, they could afford to pay someone to write really great copy for them. And if you can't outsource or learn it, then find someone who can do that part and partner with them. Ask on forums like Write, Skype, private message, and phone people. Yes, it takes some time and effort, but if you really want it, you will have to do it. Then the next excuse says, I can't afford XYZ tool. The answer to this pretty much depends on what kind of tool you're talking about and how important it is to your business. If you're serious about internet business, then it's pretty clear are some tools that you just can't afford to be without. And in many cases, when a particular tool is outside of your price range, there's no reason why you can't find a cheaper alternative, at least to get you started with. For example, you may need a screen recording tool such as Camtasia, and Camtasia might be well outside your price range, but there are clearly cheaper alternatives in the market. And while they may not be as good, they will certainly get you started. My first screen recording tool was a cheap one that cost less than $30, and I was able to use that to make products which I could then sell. And when I began to make a profit, I reinvested that profit to a better screen recording tool. Eventually, the outlay, the Camtasia, was well within my reach, and I purchased it. There are obviously some products or services that are a must-have in your business. For example, an autoresponder service is vital if you are in the internet marketing game. Thankfully, many of these services have a low-cost way of getting started. You can never let the price of a product or service be the cause you are not doing what you want doing in your business. You may have to think outside the box a little, compromise for a little while, or do something else that will bring in the sort of money you need to buy the product and services that your business requires. The key thing here is that this is a business, and there's no business that you can start with absolutely nothing and run with absolutely nothing. Businesses take investment, and if you're serious about your business, then you will invest. I'm not suggesting for one moment that you should go into debt. However, when I started my business and I needed tools to get me started, and I did use credit cards, another friend of mine didn't have that luxury. He literally had very little money and didn't have a line of credit to use, so he approached things differently by using free tools and building his business more slowly. Either way is fine, but what you must understand is that you can't do it quickly and for free. There's a balance of time and money. If you put more money into your business, you need to invest less time, and that's generally speaking. If you don't have as much money, you can usually invest more time to compensate. Just don't buy into the lie that you can start an internet business and make it hugely profitable from day one with very little investment of time or money. That just isn't true. Another excuse, I don't like XYZ, so I don't want to do it. There are going to be things about this business you don't like. For some, it will be big funnels, OTOs, upsells, the JV game, the way launches are done, the way bonuses are offered, the way big marketers seem to all prop each other up and all that. The thing is, there's a reason that marketers use these techniques. There is that they work. Having said that, rules are made to be broken. It's often in the breaking of these rules, testing and tweaking new ideas, that new and innovative marketing ideas are born. And if you happen to come up with one of these, you should probably write a report about it and sell it. No one is forcing you to do anything you don't want to do. The important thing is that you consider your bottom line when making any decision about using or not using a particular marketing technique. The numbers speak for themselves, and sometimes you need to put personal opinion aside because your business is to turn a good profit. At the same time, if you don't like the way launches are done, then do yours differently. The key here is that you are still doing it. You are still doing something. You are still launching a product. In other words, you don't fall into the trap of not doing anything because you don't like one particular aspect of the business. Either suck it up and do it anyway, or do something different but still launch your product. It's only by getting your products out there that you make any money. And that's what the internet marketing business is all about, when all is said and done. Another excuse, I am worried about what others will say. I almost didn't put this one in here, but I decided to because it's the one thing I see holding so many people up and causing so many would-be marketers to make huge mistakes when it comes to launching their products or services. The sooner you learn to accept that you can't please everybody all the time, and that sometimes you're going to upset people, annoy people, or just catch a little bit of flack, the sooner you start making real profits. And in reality, most people really don't care what it is you're doing and how it is you're running your business. Most of those that complain on forums and whine about the way you do things are really only complain because they haven't got the balls to get off their backsides and do it for themselves. It's easy to criticize others when you are not actually taking it yourself. This is the one drawback of hanging around on internet marketing forums. While there are many good and genuine people on the forums, there are also an awful lot of whiners, moaners, and completely out of the way people. Many of those just do everything they can to spoil people's ideas, to put other people down and pick on other people's launches and other people's ideas because they just haven't got what it takes to actually do it themselves. On one of the newly popular internet marketing forums, there's a guy who seems to think it's his job to police every special offer that is run there which involves stock photos. So as soon as a new offer is posted, he's all over the thread, questioning it and trying to trip the original trade poster up. It's only when you go and look at the launches this guy has done himself that you realize he's just a big failure. And his comments and posts all over the forum are made out of trying to gain a sense of self-importance. The problem is some people can take these things literally personally, and so they get injured and wounded. And others actually let it stop them from doing the things that will make their business money. So don't let total losers like that steal your thunder away from you. So today you need to make a choice. Either you want to have money or you want to have excuses. If you want to have excuses, there are basket loads of them. You will get tired of finding the excuse. If you want to make money, then go out there, commit yourself to the business and just do it. Until I come your way again, this is Morning Vibes with Dr. Jerry the First. This program is powered by Topitup Media and Communication, Nigeria. All rights reserved. Thank you for listening to this broadcast today. It would please us to no end if you continue to visit our podcast. And so to be able to do that, kindly click on the red subscribe button towards your right to subscribe to our channel. In the same vein, also click on the bell beside the subscribe button so that you can always receive the notification for any new podcast we upload. Also give us a thumb up to like this podcast. These help us to grow. And do help us share the podcast to your friends in the different social media sites you belong to. Click on the share tab just below the podcast and share directly from there. The full text of this podcast is on our blog, and would you want to read it, kindly visit the blog. We have a Facebook page where we also post our podcast on a daily basis. If you're on Facebook, kindly like our Facebook page. The links to our blog and our Facebook page are in the description box right below. Thank you for your attention. Do have a very nice day.